Wallin on Sporting Icons.
Okay, so a couple of hours ago, as of me recording this particular video, the WBC had just announced their new rankings up and down their weight divisions at their latest WBC Convention. Madness going on over there. I watched some of it. Anyway, so they've released the new rankings. In this video, we're going to talk about the heavyweight division. They have made a lot of changes, and there's some big talking points in this one, okay? So, as always, I'm going to go through the new top 15, point out the changes compared to last time that I've done the rankings, which was about 6 or 7 weeks ago, and see what fights are coming up, all that kind of good stuff. So if you are new to this channel, please make sure you are subscribed. You are a boxing fan? Of course. Thank you very much. Anyway, so let's go through the new top 15 for the month of November. The WBC World Heavyweight Champion is Tyson Fury. Number 1, Deontay Wilder. Number 2, Anthony Joshua. Number 3, Arslanbek Makhmudov. Number 4, Frank Sanchez. Number 5, F.A. Jagba. Number 6, Jared Anderson. Number 7, Martin Bakole. Number 8, Joseph Parker. Number 9, Otto Wallin. Number 10, Francis Ngannou. Number 11, Filip Herkovich. Number 12, Joyce. Number 13, Ajit Kabiel. Number 14, Daniel Dubois. And number 15, Bakole Jalalov. So that is a new top 15 for the WBC for the month of November, as just recently announced through the WBC Convention. Now, before we get into what changes have moved around into the top 15, well, 2 people have been dropped since the last time they've done these rankings back in mid-September. Well, 2 people who've been dropped is previously number 5, Andy Ruiz Jr., and previously number 8, Dillian Whyte. Now, that can only be down to inactivity, and obviously Dillian Whyte, he's still going through his investigations, his appeals with VADA and all that kind of good stuff. Andy Ruiz Jr., I can only presume that's down to inactivity. And I do wonder, because Wilder and Ruiz only fought 1 month apart, I wonder if Wilder had not been announced to be fighting on December the 23rd, if Wilder would have also been dropped. I doubt it. They've always wrapped up Wilder in cotton wool. But anyway, you never know. So anyway, the big changes throughout this one. Okay, let's start off with the big talking point, shall we? Number 10, Francis Ngannou. Now, Francis Ngannou, for a lot of people, he defeated Tyson Fury. For a lot of people. Now, is that one of the reasons why the WBC inserted him into the number 10 position? Because of his performance with Tyson Fury? Potentially. But the WBC don't usually award positions for performance, because officially he lost. Whether you and I agree with that decision or not, officially Tyson Fury won that fight. So therefore he lost. So from losing a fight, albeit a very good performance, number 10 is very, very high. Now, this is no surprise at all with the WBC. Quite clearly what they want is they want their little commission cut. So should Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou have a rematch, right, there you go. The world title can be on the line. That's what they've done. It's all about money. It's nothing else. It's money. Okay? But going by their rankings, they're saying that Francis Ngannou has done more in boxing and is better than a Filip Herkovich, a Joyce, a Ajit Kabiel, a Daniel Dubois, and a Bakole Jalalov. Really? Okay, let's put Joyce in there with Francis Ngannou next, and let's see what happens. It's all about money. That's all it is. So it's pure greed on the WBC. It's disgusting. Now, putting him in the top 25, okay, fair dues, okay, based on performance. But they don't usually do that. Although, speaking of performance, well, Joyce has been freshly inserted into this month's rankings in at the number 12 position. But yet he is 4 positions behind number 8, Joseph Parker. But Joyce knocked out Joseph Parker. You see, the inconsistencies, it doesn't match. It really doesn't. But Joyce being number 12, listen, I have no complaints about that. I think he is a top 15 fighter. I do. One of the biggest changes, I suppose, will be number 9, Otto Wallin. Now, last time they'd done their rankings back in September, mid-September, Otto Wallin was number 14 position. So he's been boosted by 5 positions, but since then he did defeat Murat Gassiev. Now, that was for a WBA secondary mandatory position. So it had nothing to do with the WBC, but they had boosted him to the number 9 position. Now, is it something to do with the fact that he could be fighting Anthony Joshua next? Or it looks like he will be. As of this video, the press conference hasn't officially started yet. So maybe that's why. But that was a very, very good win over Murat Gassi. A very good win. So I don't have too much complaints with that one. Martin Bakole, number 7, has been boosted by 2 positions since the last time he defeated Carlos Takam. What's happening with him next? There were rumours that he could be on the December 23rd show, but then there's other rumours that he's not. So I don't know what's happening with him next, but he needs to get a move on now. Meaning he needs to fight. If he wants to go WBC route or whatever route, he needs to be fighting somebody in this top 15. Put him in there with Francis Ngannou, you know? I mean, personally, I want to see him take on Makhmudov, but that ain't going to happen, or Frank Sanchez, or however. Or maybe number 5, F.A. Ajagba. F.A. Ajagba's been boosted by 2 positions, so he was number 7 last month, number 5 this month. He did defeat a fella by stoppage, the guy who beat him in the amateurs. I actually forgot his name. His name's on the tip of my tongue, but I don't want to say it wrong. But he did get the knockout win, but he hasn't beaten anybody noteworthy to hold a number 5 position. Now, this is not about who we like, okay? This is about what have they done. Well, he's lost to Frank Sanchez, is what he's done, and he hasn't beat anybody in this top 15. Officially, he got a win over Zan Kosabuski, who was ranked quite high, but that was a disqualification win. So, for me, that's very, very high for F.A. Ajagba. We was briefly spoken about number 8, Joseph Parker. He's been boosted by 2 positions, following his win over Simon Keane on the Fury Ngannou undercard as well. So 2 positions, looks like he's going to be taking on Deontay Wilder next. So currently in this one, it'd be number 1 Wilder versus number 8 Joseph Parker. Much like number 2 Joshua versus number 9 Wallin. Weird how Wilder and Joshua are clubbed together and Parker and Wallin are clubbed together. Is that coincidence? Maybe. Number 14, Daniel Dubois. Well, he's been dropped down by 2 positions. Now, why he's been dropped down by 2 positions, that can only really come from the fact that new inserts, Francis Ngannou and number 12, Joyce. So 2 inserts go in, he drops down 2 positions. I'm going to presume that is the reason why. But it looks like he could be taking on big baby Jarrell Miller next. That's a very interesting fight. For a lot of people, that will be the kind of fight that a lot of people will be very, very interested in on that card. So anyway, we'll have to wait for today's press conference to see exactly what's happening for the official fights, so we can talk about it a little bit more going forward. But I think all in all, the WBC historically have always had not great rankings, but better than the rest, if we're being honest. But these ones are terrible. Terrible. Frank Sanchez, well, he didn't fight anybody worth a damn. Nor does F.A. Ajagba. And for me, them 2 are way too high. Francis Ngannou should not be in the number 10 position. He just shouldn't be. Okay, but anyway, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all in the next video.